Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Hey, mama. If you are a mom and are tired of the wash, rinse, repeat burnout cycle of motherhood, this podcast is for you. If you feel lonely and isolated in your motherhood journey, this podcast is for you. If you feel like you have completely lost your identity since your babies were born, this podcast is for you. If you feel like every other mom has it together except for you, this podcast is for you. My name is Amanda, and I'm a life coach dedicated to teaching every mom the tools she needs to liberate herself off the back burner. I am living proof that a woman can be present and loving to her kids while also being a whole-ass person outside of being that kid's mom. The secret? Learning when to say fuck it.
Hello. So remember from my first episode when I said I would not always look all put together and shit. I wasn't always going to be wearing makeup. I hardly ever wear makeup, blah, blah, blah. And then I went through a really cute phase through February where I showed up looking good, like every single time. I had at least a little bit of makeup on. My hair was always done. And, that was great. This is what y'all are getting today. If you're just listening, then, probably count yourself blessed because I look like a hot mess express. I don't feel like a hot mess though. Like, honest to God, I don't. I just haven't gotten myself dressed. I mean, I'm dressed, obviously. I'm wearing clothes. I'm not sitting here butt ass naked. And I resent the whole make sure that you get dressed every single day so that you feel good. I know that there's some truth to that, okay? But I think it's better put to say, make sure your clothes reflect where you're, what you're feeling, who you are. I don't know if this is coming out right. I don't know. But today, this is who I am, okay? I have one of my favorite sweatshirts. It's not my all-time favorite because it doesn't have a hoodie. If it had a hoodie, it probably would be my all-time favorite sweatshirt, but it doesn't, so it's not. But it's high up there, okay? And I'm going to just elevate myself, so if you are watching the video, y'all can see it. It says, "You betcha." And I know that the O is the state of Minnesota, and I live in Wisconsin. But I bought this in Minnesota because I buy most things in Minnesota because I live on the border. I was at the Mall of America, and lo and behold, they don't have an I Love Wisconsin store in the Mall of America. They have an I Love Minnesota store. And this is still funny as shit, and I don't really care if it has Wisconsin or Minnesota, as the O. I don't care. Personally, because a lot of people out here are super what's the word? Competitive. That's the word. Competitive. There's definitely a competitive spirit between Wisconsin and Minnesota. I don't subscribe to it because I don't give a shit. I'm from Southern California. The only rivalry I have is with Florida because they want to say that they are actually the best of the sunny states, and their Disneyland is better because it's Disney World and they have Epcot and Animal Kingdom and all this bullshit. Fuck you guys. We were the originals. Okay? So I have that going for me. But as far as Wisconsin and Minnesota, leave me out of it. I don't really care. Very long tangent. Introduction. It's an introduction. I can't tangent off of nothing. This is going super well, guys. But I promise you, I'm here for a reason. I had a challenging morning with my children today, and I felt it was really important to come and share it with you guys because from just looking at the circumstances, it was just a bad morning, right? And a couple of years ago, Amanda, would have allowed this bad morning to like set the tone for the rest of my day. But thanks to all of the work that I've done on myself, it didn't mean anything about my day. It didn't even really mean anything about my morning. I was just like, okay, this is what we got today. Cool. Let's do it. And I just wanted to share it with you all because I know that all of you mamas have had a morning like this. And you have had, this day where you look like this. And okay, if you are just listening to the audio, I should give you a description. So I'm wearing glasses today. Absolutely no makeup whatsoever. My glasses are smudged. I'm actually now realizing I just spit. Oh my God, what the fuck? Anyways, no makeup, smudged glasses, and a headband to just keep the bangs back. They're too long, and all the kids were losing their mind this morning, so I wasn't even going to try to fix them. I was like, headband, bloop. So I look pretty bald right now, honestly. And I'm wearing my oversized You Betcha sweatshirt. So, all the men just falling over for me. Don't give a shit. But you all have had these days where you have the headband in your hair and your hair in a pony and a sweatshirt, glasses, no makeup, and you're just giving the world the finger. You're like, not today, Satan. Not today. All right. So I wanted to come on here and be real with you guys. So my kids were not about it this morning. Like, they wanted nothing to do with waking up. Not that they ever really do, but I feel like their schedules just got extra thrown off because yesterday was a snow day and 50% of my children had a dance competition over the weekend, and those days are so long. I don't know if any of you guys listening are dance moms, but holy fuck balls, the competition days are just brutal. You're there for like 10 hours, and it's just a very, very long day. And then last week, they had Wednesday and Thursday off of school for snow days because we had that storm, I think they called it Storm Olive, come through and dump 21 fucking inches on us. So their schedules were just off, right? They didn't have to go to school yesterday, and they were messing around last night, up way too late, and they were exhausted this morning. My oldest is the worst of them in the mornings. She's really not a morning person at all. So when I finally did get her out of bed, like 20 or 30 minutes into the morning of like trying to wake her up, she finally gets out and she stomps to the bathroom. She's just all in a huff and all pissed off with that preteen angst that is just so lovely to live with. My kindergartner woke up and she instantly started complaining that her back hurt. And she was immobile from her back hurting, although she also was wiggling around in bed and curled herself up into a ball, which, I mean, I've had quite a bit of back pain in my life, and never have I ever been able to put myself into the fetal position when my back hurt. So I was, gently calling bullshit, but gently, she's just waking up. Let's give her a little bit of grace here, But it wasn't just her back. Once I finally got her out of bed, I had to lift her out of bed, put her down. Oh, my legs hurt too. They're jello. She's on the floor. So her back and legs were hurting her. She couldn't walk, couldn't move, except she was moving. And then Aria, my 10-year-old, was also complaining of her knee hurting, but she was fine. It's just like, my thing with them is always just like trying to get them to understand that just because your body hurts doesn't mean that it's broken or it's going to break on you. You know, like sometimes you just have to live a day in pain. Sometimes our bodies hurt for no reason at all. And that's just what it feels like to live inside of these human bodies in this human experience that we have. But they're kids and they don't really get that. And then, as if that wasn't enough, my 8-year-old Laurelyn woke up and it's just so dry from winter. I have a humidifier in their room. It's blasting all the time. And it's still just so fucking dry. So she woke up coughing like a really dry, like semi-asthmatic cough maybe. Cause she doesn't have asthma. One of my other daughters has asthma. I have asthma, but she doesn't technically have asthma. So I'm not sure. I think it's just because it's so dry. But her cough also sounded kind of croupy. So I just had this morning where everybody had something going on. You know, the 6-year-old and the 10-year-old were being really needy. And my 8-year-old just like needed some help. I had to take her into the bathroom and steam her to help with that like croupy sounding barky cough. She's not sick. She just had this cough. I don't know. And just one of those mornings where like, you just want to scream, can I catch a fucking break? Right? Like, what else is going to happen? Who else is going to need me? I'm one person. You guys are 4 people. Can everybody just fuck off? Like, just handle your own business, please. And also, just to be really real with you guys, I am having some like gut issues right now, and I have extensive history of colon cancer on both sides of my family. My mom actually was diagnosed with colon cancer when she was 40. So my doctor is giving me a full workup, which includes stool samples. Yay! So this morning, I also needed to collect the final installment of my samples that I was collecting in the midst of all of this chaos. And like, as I was taking the plastic bag out to the trash can that had the hat in it that had been in the toilet for me to catch the sample, I had 2 children, at least 2, if not 3 children calling for me. And I'm like, I will be with you in a minute. And as I walked out to my porch, I just took a deep breath because my brain wanted to complain and throw a pity party and woe is me, why is today so sucky? And I just reminded myself, none of this is a problem. That's it. Like, none of this is a problem. It's not a problem that this morning wasn't following my manual. It's not a problem that this morning didn't go the way that I had thought it would in my mind. It's not a problem that I have to do this annoying test. It's not a problem that my 6-year-old was crying, the top of her lungs. She's like got the lungs of an opera singer, so it was very loud at 6:30 in the morning in my house. But it's not a problem because she's 6 and her body hurts. She's going to cry. That's not a problem, right? It's not a problem that my other kid was whining because she was also in pain. That's what kids do, sadly, unfortunately, is whine. Even though we ask them so many times to just communicate their discomfort in a different way. Or maybe that's just me. I can't stand the whining. I'm constantly like, I get that you're uncomfortable. Can you please not whine though? Can we just like change that bit of your communication? But it's not a problem that she was whining. It wasn't a problem that Laurelyn was calling for me because she was coughing and was like, Mom, what's with this cough? Like, and it wasn't even a problem that my preteen was stomping around, pissed off and frustrated at me. That's not a problem. She's just grumpy. It's fine. Everything was fine. And once I reminded myself of that, I was able to come back inside and just focus on helping my kids get ready as best I could and not take any of the bullshit that they were flinging at me today, like personally, right? I didn't take it personally that Eowyn was grumpy and pissed off at me. She ended up apologizing right as we were leaving because she was finally awake and she wasn't so crabby. And I said, you don't need to apologize. It's, thank you for apologizing, but it's okay to be grumpy. It's fine for you to get mad at me. That's going to happen every once in a while because you're a human and I'm a human and we're going to piss each other off every once in a while. Can I help you with your hair before we go? And that was it, and it wasn't when I stopped viewing the other meltdowns as a problem, it just made it so much easier to get through it. And it cleared up my headspace. So that way it stopped becoming, I have all of these problems to fix. And it became, let's just get ready for the day, right? Because that's all we needed to do. And we did it. It was different than most mornings. And yeah. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because we think that if our kids would just listen, then we wouldn't feel so overwhelmed. And if we just had organized ourselves better the night before, the morning would have gone better and we would have felt more okay. We wouldn't be so anxious or stressed out, right? Or if our preteen would just stop with the sass, then everything would be fine. We would have a better relationship, all this stuff. But that's not true. We always want to change the circumstance whenever we are trying to fix feeling negative emotions. But really what we're trying to do is we're trying to find an exit out of the human experience. We're never going to be able to escape the human experience. The human experience is always going to be 50-50. 50% positive, happy, shitting out rainbows, and the other 50% is going to be shitting in a hat so you can collect stool samples, okay? It's always going to be 50-50, guys, and that's okay. If you are having a morning like my morning, nothing has gone wrong. There is nothing for you to fix. It's just your 50% day to shit in a hat, okay? That's it. That's all it is. It's just your shit in a hat day instead of your shitting rainbows day. And it takes so much pressure off of you when you allow that to be true. When you allow that to be true for yourself, you'll know that you actually did it, that you actually allowed that to be true, that you actually accepted that thought as one of your own. You'll know that you did that because you will instantly feel better. It's instantaneous. You're just like, that's right. None of this is a problem. It doesn't mean anything. I still have a great relationship with all four of my girls. It doesn't, just because Eowyn was being sassy and kind of an asshole this morning, to be frank. And just because Ozzy was screaming at me in the car that I care more about Arya than her, it doesn't mean that I actually don't have a good relationship with them or that they don't love me or that they don't respect me. It means that they are tiny humans having a very hard time, processing their own shit. I have a great relationship with my kids. I have a real relationship with my kids where I don't expect them to be happy all the time because I'm not happy all the time. That's not the goal. The goal is not to be happy all the time. The goal is to be content all the time. No matter if we're happy or pissed off, elated and just full of sunshine, or if we just want everyone to fuck off because we can't stand anyone. The point is just to accept our human experience, whether it's positive emotions or negative emotions, because the negative emotions aren't bad. They're just a part of the entire human experience, the whole picture. It has to have the good and the bad. Because if we only had the good all the time, we wouldn't appreciate it. We appreciate when we're feeling happy because we remember what it's like to feel sad. We appreciate when our kids are just really being great listeners because we know how fucking frustrating it is when they're giving us the finger and doing the exact opposite of everything that we want them to do. We appreciate the sunny days because we remember yesterday's ice storm. Yes, an ice storm. And today the sun is shining, and I'm like so grateful because of yesterday's ice storm. It's not meant to be all good. So just be okay with the bad. Be like, okay, this is just my 50% day. There's no problem. Nothing has gone wrong. There's nothing to fix. I hope that this helps you guys.
Are you living your best wild one life? You're not? Why the fuck not? What are you waiting for? The time to live is now, mama. Click the link in my show notes to set up your free 30-minute coaching and consultation so you can experience how life coaching can change your life. You've put yourself off long enough. It's time to pour into you. Join the community of Fuck It Moms by following me on Instagram and Facebook at Fuck It Mothering. That's fuck without the U. So FCK It Mothering. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you never miss your weekly encouragement. And please rate, review, comment, and share. All of these things help with the algorithms so that way when other overwhelmed moms are looking for encouragement, they can find me. Every month, I give away one of my favorite books to a lucky winner. All you have to do to enter is write a review or tag me in social media when you share an episode. See you next Sunday, gorgeous.